Okay, hey everyone. We are on to track 6 of Six Stripes by Salehi. All of the S's there. If I haven't set up a de-esser, I'm really sorry. So this song is called Divided Attention. It's the final track of Salehi's latest release. And I'm going to take you through some of the mixing things that I did on this song. And if you've got any questions, any comments, any feedback, then please leave it in the section below. That will be great to hear from you. Totally forgot what I was going to say. Hey, let's just keep on rolling. Make it up as we go along. Okay, so this song, it's become one of my favorite songs on the record. I've probably said that about a lot of them. The song itself is not quite my favorite song in terms of the beat and the vocals and everything. Hopefully you guys have listened to this already. If you haven't, please go and listen to it now and just sit and enjoy the track before I kind of take you through what I'm about to show you, because I don't want to ruin anything for you. One of the things I want to show you firstly is just a little bit of treatment that I did on the beat. So Alex had asked for the song to sound a little bit gritty off the back of what I did to the guitar sound, which I'll show you in a minute. But he wanted the rest of the song to sound a bit gritty to try and kind of match that. And the only way I could think to sort of deliver that initially was through the Kramer tape plugin by Waves. I do own the J37 plugin as well. But personally, I find this one much easier to work with to get a sound out of it that I want. I find this flux control is the main thing I use to sort of determine how much drive I'm going to have on a beat or how much distortion. So this is the beat without the plugin on. And then I'll show you I'll add it in and show you what I've done. So hopefully you can hear that, hear the difference there. So what I've done is just basically tried to, primarily drive the low end. I guess it's quite common knowledge that tape machines sound really great driving low end and adding that kind of saturation that they have. So that was my focus with this initially, and I had plans to try and do some sort of parallel processing with some other drive plugins for the rest of the frequency range on the beat. But that didn't really pan out, and I was really struggling to get it to sit together. So I ended up just going with this. So then this flux control, just let me show you kind of how much this can do. So it's at 283 at the minute. So I'm just going to play the track and vary this control for you. Flux control, I'd have to look in the manual for what it actually means and what it actually does, but to me that's a more or less drive control, and it just works great. One of the things I really like what it does to the low end, but I wasn't expecting it to have the impact it's had on the high end. It seems like it's brought everything a lot more further forwards. So if I just play it without and with. Particularly the kind of snare and the clap sound. I didn't expect them to suddenly jump forwards, but in the context of the song, it just seems to sit really well.
The hater we played it, I'm on a new path, but it's getting too faded. My mind be erasing and fire start flaming, just falsificated. I'm not even playing, don't overlook me for the times I've been shaking. My platform be steady, but God know I'm ready. I'm on a new way and I'm heading to safety, but who knows what's up when you're popping.
Just big fan of that. I also just wanted to point out something that Alex did is he came up with this little break in the song, which actually it creates like a bar of 2 beats. So I'll just play you through this section and just hear this stop and how it flows again. I thought it was really creative and like a really good use of odd time signatures in a genre that, well, not odd time signatures, but a really good use of different time signatures in a genre that typically doesn't go out of 4/4. So just have a listen to this.
That I'm halfway, you say what you know, you ain't been it before, now you're back in the driveway, so focus, I'm losing it, what is your proof of it, drilling it harder, cause I'm really choosing this educated, the hater we played it, I'm on a new path, but it's getting too faded, my mind be erasing and far. But
yeah, I just wanted to point that out, like really cool creativity, and it just works really well. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the reason that this song is one of my favorites. And hopefully you've gone and listened to the track. If you haven't, last opportunity to do that now, because I'm about to, well, it might make it cooler for you. It might make it not quite as cool. I don't know. So again, second song on the EP to have a guitar solo on it. So I'll play the instrumental leading up to it. You can hear how it sounds. Yeah, I love that guitar sound. Like I've mentioned, I'm primarily a guitar player. I take a lot of influence nowadays from That Pedal Show, which is YouTube based, and Dan and Mick really get into their fuzz pedals and they really understand them, and it's taken me a few years to kind of catch up and appreciate them. But I just wanted to kind of break this guitar sound. Again, it's the same guitar player that played on Full Circle. Apologies for not knowing your name, but really good job. So let me turn everything off that I've done, and you can hear the original guitar sound that I was sent, and then I'll show you how I've built this sound for the solo. So, you know, pretty good solo. Nothing wrong with that, certainly. But I just thought, you know what? I just want to. I can't remember if that was on. I just really want to wreck this. I had this sound in my head. I think I'd probably just come off watching a That Pedal Show where they've been dealing with fuzz and like really broken fuzz. So here's what I came up with. This is kind of sacrilege to any guitar players, so I'm really sorry. But I came in and used Logic's pedal board, which if you haven't used it before, is really, really wicked. It does a lot of good things and emulates a lot of famous pedals like the whammy. And couldn't tell you what fuzz pedal that is, to be honest. It's not a fuzz face. I don't think it's a tone bender. So I'm guessing it might be like a Big Muff style, but anyway. So the first thing I did really was add this fuzz sound, which I'll just play. I'll play this layer by layer. So let's add the fuzz in initially. just like on the edge of breaking up. And I mean that as in it's on the edge of not working. And this grain control and this raw control, as I adjust them, you'll hear it basically stop working. So that was those two controls in particular were the ones I spent a lot of time on, really trying to dial in this sound, just to get it to the point where it just about sustained, but it also felt really broken. Then I used the whammy pedal to add in an octave below, so -12, but only 18% mix, so just kind of in there subtly. Kind of thickens up the sound a bit. And then you can see I actually do a split, so the clean signal, or the original signal that I had, goes along and it is affected and then comes back to this mixer. So on the mixer I actually have just 10% of the original signal left in. There's a moment, I should have, just a moment just coming up here. Just there where it's kind of so broken that if there wasn't the 10% mixture of the clean signal, you wouldn't really hear a note there. And then I use the treble booster on full volume, on full range, so it's not just boosting the treble, just to really kind of slam it over the top. And that's how I made that guitar sound, and it's just totally different to what I got sent, and I wasn't sure Alex was going to like it or not, and I sent him a mix, and pretty sure the feedback was, oh, it's a bit too much, can you take it back a bit? So sent him another mix where I dialed the settings back and it was a little more like normal guitar tone. And his first feedback from that was, oh no, like the first way was better. Like the way where it's really broken, like what you hear on the final record. And yeah, I was really happy that he liked that. It felt like a really creative thing to do. And again, in this genre of music, I think having a guitar solo is kind of unusual enough, at least from my perspective. But then to have one with that particular tone and it just comes out of nowhere, hopefully really catches the listener's ear and almost catches them off guard on the first listen. And then again, because it wouldn't be a song on this album if I hadn't used H delay somewhere, just a short 16th note delay over the top of the delay that the guitarist recorded with. Kind of makes it sound like it's in a little club room somewhere. But just to put that final touch on it, put it in a space. And yeah, so this, I would say across this entire EP, No Saint is my favorite song, track number 3. But then I think this is second just because of that guitar solo. I'm super happy with what we managed to get. It's really different and it's just quite fun really. So we're going to listen to this one more time because it's just so good and we can. And then that's it. End the video, end of the series. Make sure to leave your comments below, your feedback if you think I did things bad or you think I could improve. I'd be more than happy to hear that. If you've got a delay plugin that you can recommend to me, that would be great. Let me know, what do you think about the Logic pedal board? Have you used it before? Are you going to start using it now that you've heard this song? So leave all your comments below, and if there's enough of them across the series, then I'll do a follow-up video and kind of address some of those questions or feedback And yeah, cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining in with this and watching through this series with me. And yeah, let's have this guitar solo one more time to take us out.